Hey guys, welcome to the 101 in 10, where you get to see your favorite indie artists from around the world 101 in 10 minutes. I'm your host, Ayasha Roberson, and I'm back this week with a new artist. Let me tell you something, guys. She has this really electric type of sound and flow, and I like her, like the style that she has when she gives you her energy through her music is very different, it's unique, very it's very Emily. So, and I just love the flow of her new album, which we'll talk about shortly. Without further ado, help me welcome Emily Daccarrett to the show. Yay! Thank you so much for being on our show. And can you tell the fans and audience, how did you get started with your musical career and what were your music influences?
So yeah, that's an interesting story. I have always been so passionate about the arts and but not just in music, also in dance, fashion, and obviously music. And for me, the common thread was always music. That being said, I decided to make fashion design my foundation. So I went to study that in Paris and what just like being in a completely different culture, you're just surrounded by all the like new music basically. And I've always been very partial to like the oldies. So 80s music, 70s music. And then in France, it was just so common to be listening to like retro French pop. So a lot from the 60s and 70s,
Mhm.
which was completely my style. And I fell in love with that. And and I would always watch like perfume campaigns, which I loved how in like a minute to 3 minutes you had this whole story. And yes, the visuals are so important, but the emotion you got was from music. So I knew that as a designer, I wanted to, however I could, incorporate music into my designing so I could actually, connect with people. And so because of that, I came to LA to start my brand. And I mean, at that point, I had really thought that, well, it's kind of impossible to do everything. So I had to let that dream go, me being, an artist and singing. And I wanted to be taken seriously as a fashion designer. So I focused my energy on doing my first collection. And it was with my first collection that brought music back into my life. The song that we were going to be using for the runway music, and it was also going to be featured in like this short fashion film I produced. It was a bit difficult to get the license, so we went to get original music. And when I met who is now my collaborator in all things music that I do, we just bonded over this French music, and they were like, well, we have a week to do the song. We don't have time to find a vocalist or a lyricist,
Mhm.
sing and speak French, so you're going to do that. And I was like, oh my God. And it was so daunting, but it just felt like I can't believe it. Like I get to do music, and
Yes.
it was crazy. And so I took that opportunity. We worked on the song, had an amazing time recording. And as soon as we were done, I was like, I need to do this more. So I kept on working with him on making original music for my collections until I think like 5 collections down the road. I was like, I need to take a break and work on my music and finding my sound, because it really helped. We were like recreating these organic sounds from like 60s and 70s.
Mhm.
um but I really wanted to take a time to see like what's my voice in music. And it was very scary to take a break from what I was doing, and scary to turn from what I had worked so hard to do. but I just knew that if I didn't, I would regret it for the rest of my life. So that's how I ended up writing Cannibal. And it just it was difficult as too because I hadn't written in English, which English is my first language, but it was always easier to write in French. It just felt like things flowed better. And maybe also I was able to kind of hide behind the lyrics. Because since back in the US, it's not, it's not like I'm in France and everyone's like, I know what you're saying. So I felt I could be completely honest in French. And then when it was time to like approach this as a musical artist, that's where it was so scary. And I just thought like, well, if I want to do this, and the reason why I really like felt this strong connection to music is just being able to connect with people through a medium which is more accessible to everybody. I love fashion, and fashion inspires us in so many beautiful ways, but it does segregate people, and not everybody can afford it, not everybody can have it. And so those were things that I think just morally I always felt not completely fulfilled because I wanted to be able to connect with people, and music just felt the right way to do that. And I think I have a lot of like optimism, and I love to make people smile. So I just thought, with music, I'm able to do that a bit better, and hopefully like make people for like a short amount of time to smile, to dream, to like escape for a bit. And yeah, that's what Cannibal was about, like kind of creating this atmosphere where you're kind of letting go into like this dream state.
Which is great because I think a lot of times people have a hard time trying to let go of whatever is bothering them, and they get so emotional tied up in behind the thing, behind the thing, behind the thing, versus just kind of like letting go and letting things just flow. And that's what Cannibal is. It's just letting the flow of the music just kind of run through you, and for and allowing yourself to feel the music where you can start like really healing and really feeling like you're releasing whatever tension, whatever stress, anxiety that you may be going through, or depression. It helps, and you can definitely hear it in your music. You can hear it by the way you talk about it, because it's very passionate. You've been through your struggles, you've been through your challenges, and those challenges and struggles have helped you overcome where what you have gone through in your life and where you're still going. And that's where people need to be able to make the connection. And that's where they're going to make their connection when they hear Cannibal, your song. So you answered quite a few of my questions already, which is a great thing. I didn't think you was going to answer all of them, but that's okay. So I know that you talked a little bit about your challenges already. Can you talk a little bit about your success as a musical artist? Like, what are some of your success stories?
So yeah, one that was really incredible. When Cannibal came out, I have a song called Red Light in it.
Mhm.
And my friend who is a film director, he called me and was just like, would it be possible if we use Red Light for my indie feature film? And was like, oh my goodness, yes, thank you. Of course. And this movie, it's called Black Jade. You can stream it on Tubi, Amazon. I think it's kind of made its way around a lot of places. It's been like making a lot of splashes in like film festivals and winning a lot of like awards and nominations, which has been so cool. And
Wow.
this song is the only like actual like um pop song in there. The rest is just instrumentals. So it's been such an honor, and
Dreams come
yeah,
true.
dream come
That's
true.
Yeah, that's amazing. Not too many artists can say that their music is being featured on these movies and in these ways that help bring light to your music, but also help people in such a different way because now they're watching something and they're hearing your lyrics. And then I know when I watch certain movies, I hear certain songs, they kind of so I was like, let me Google that, try to figure out what's that artist, and I'll wait until the movie plays out to figure out who the artist is and like have their song on lock because something about that music has really connected with my spirit or within my energy. And that's a great success story. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of what other things the universe has for you later this year. Now, can you tell me about we talked a little bit about how you got into music and how you created your own sound. Now, can you tell a little bit about your songwriting? Now, when it comes to your songwriting, what type of element do you have to be for you to be able to create those lyrics and get those lyrics out on paper?
Um, it's first of all comfortable. Like I think my go-to like just comfort zone is being cross-legged either on the floor
Mhm.
or on a chair and just really kind of create this bubble where I'm letting go of all these emotions, also kind of getting into character for certain songs, and it it's extremely therapeutic. It can be frustrating as well, but in that process when I'm first, trying just jotting down ideas, it's it is very therapeutic. And then when I go back and I look at my pages and I see like, oh, I didn't even know I was feeling that, or I don't remember writing that. And so it's just it's kind of a beautiful thing to like go back and see what you just let yourself when you let yourself go, like what comes out, and then to be able to use that and to turn that into um I mean, not tangible because we can't touch it, but it becomes something. I think like that's just so incredible and worth all the sleepless nights.
It is, it is. And one of the things I love what you said is that you have to really go into the zone and you have to really go back into those feelings and feeling those emotions, feeling whatever, pain and being able to really get that release onto that paper. And it don't always have to be something negative. It could be something happy, but you have to really go back into that zone of really feeling what you were feeling so you can actually release that onto paper so those words can come out so they can resonate with whoever you're trying to inspire, but also as you heal yourself as well. Because you're doing two things. You're inspiring and healing at the same time, which is a great gift. Most people can't do both at the same time. They can only inspire and they can't heal. And you have the gift to do both. And this is great. So guys, please make sure you get Emily new album, Cannibal, is now available on Spotify, correct, Emily?
Yes.
Okay, it's Spotify. And then also let the fans know what's your website and how they can get in contact with you.
So my website is emilydaccarettmusic.com. And then you can reach me on my socials. It's always Emily Daccarrett, and I'm very happy that you will only ever find like one person with that name, so that's great.
That was a blessing.
That makes it easy. Yeah.
It's
And
nice
I
that. Go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and I try to stay very active, so you could always just DM me. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. And I mean, if you ever want to share stories, I also like I'm a bit of a dork, so I can also try to make you laugh.
No,
Um,
this is. I think Emily. I think it's great because one of the things I love about your music is that you're your own authentic true self. You're your own person. You don't fit into a mold. You don't fit into a box. You are your own. style, you have your own type of flavor to you. And I think that's what makes you the artist that you are. And I just love the fact that your music speaks for itself, you know? So, guys, please support her music and all the things she's doing in 2020, 2022. And I'm sure great things are going to happen in 2023 for you as well. So I'm looking forward to having an updated show with Miss Emily Daccarrett on our next show, which will be soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. But thank you so much, Emily, for being on the 101 and 10. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you tune into our show next week. You never know what indie artists we will be featuring around the world 101 in 10 minutes. I'm your host, Ayasha Roberson. Take care. Be kind to one another, guys, and stay blessed. Bye.